What's going on, everybody? I want to welcome y'all back to another episode of Pure Quality Canines. It's your host, DJ. Man, back out here with the dogs right now. Before we get started, I want to wish everybody a happy Mother's Day. At least all the mothers, I want to wish y'all a happy Mother's Day, man. Thank y'all. Thank y'all for the work y'all do, man. I know a lot of times it might not feel appreciated, man, but know that this world wouldn't spin without y'all. With that being said, man, I had some things on my mind, some things that I came across, and I kind of wanted to share with y'all. And it's got to do with life, and at the same time, with dogs too. For a simple fact, y'all, this day and age, we're kind of living in a time of uncertainty. We don't know what tomorrow's going to bring. Man, a lot of people are losing jobs, y'all. We're hearing about going to these grocery stores, there's not food on the shelves. Shipments are not coming in, man. People are talking about tariffs, so they never talked about nothing like that in their life, man. But that's all, it's part of our life now, something we got to thankful and be mindful of. With that being said, what are you doing to prepare not only yourself, but at the same time your dogs, y'all? Me, over the years, man, I done kind of turned into some sort of a prepper, y'all. As of lately, y'all, I done kind of got on the point of buying rice and beans, y'all. Buying rice and beans. I haven't got on canned goods yet, but buying dry goods that I can kind of store up just in case anything happens, y'all. And this is the reason for that, y'all. I always been the type, man, it's better to be ready than have to get ready when that time comes, y'all. Two of the things that I fear in my life, and many things scare me, y'all. But two things that I fear, y'all, and them two things are not being able to feed my family and not being able to protect my family. Them are the only two things, y'all. Pretty much everything else, y'all, I don't bat an eye at. But them two things right there, y'all, I would salute sleep over, y'all. Them two things right there, if I wouldn't be able to feed my family, at the same time, too, if I wouldn't be able to protect my family, man, them are the type of things that would have me wonder, how I'm gonna keep going on living, y'all. So I try to be on my P's and Q's and make sure that in this day and age where we rely so much on the government, that at the same time too, if that was to fail, if the world was to go in chaos, y'all, which I don't live in no gloom and doom, but we done seen with just the pandemic a few years ago with COVID, anything can happen, y'all. We're not always in control. And at the same time too, man, we rely on a lot of things that if they were to break down, y'all, we would be at the mercy, y'all. We would be at the mercy of each other. So that's why it's another thing I want to say too, man. Somebody heard someone say, this is the day and age where not only when you're out there networking, man, start building friendships, start building relationships, y'all, because when things go bad, we're going to really need each other. We'll rely on each other. A lot of times your money and your prestige ain't going to mean nothing, y'all. It's going to be who you know, what you got to barter, y'all, to keep things going. And it might not never be that way, but at the same time, too, if it does, you'll be better off if it's some sort of way you done prepared. And y'all, the reason I bring this up, because, a lot of times when we think about being prepared, y'all, and getting ready, we think about ourselves. But y'all know these channels and what I just spoke on, having these dogs, y'all. Do we think about these dogs, y'all, when situations go bad? One thing about these dogs, one thing good is most dog food, I'm pretty sure most of it, 100%, is probably made in America, y'all. You would be a fool, and ain't no way in the world I would feed my dogs anything stamped made in China. With saying that, y'all, when things go bad, do y'all ever think about, or how will you be able to feed your dog, especially, depending on how many you got? That's something I want y'all to really be thankful, because as the coming months going, y'all, we don't know what tomorrow's going to bring. Like I say, with these tariffs, with the things that's going on in the world, people losing their jobs, you don't know what your next day or your tomorrow might be. So what I'm saying is, are you set up to still be able to prepare and take care of your dogs, y'all? I seen a post today what kind of had me thinking about this, because there was this one guy, and this is on Facebook, this one page called Fit. fit and conditioning, y'all, for dogs. And he was speaking on his food. And what he does is, y'all, he buys his food on pallets a year in advance. And I never thought about that, y'all. By buying it in pallets a year in advance, y'all, he saves almost over, I want to say close to $2,000, y'all, from what would usually be almost a $4,000 bill, y'all. He's paying $2,000 something. I know for the most part, coming out the pocket, that much money at one time is not feasible for most of us, but at the same time too, if you run a kennel, y'all, if you're taking care of dogs like this, y'all, if you got a program, that's something you should definitely be thinking about doing, y'all. Especially if you're selling these dogs, you know, at the most part, you know, what he was spending to feed 5 dogs, you know, for a year, a lot of us make that off 1 or 2 dog sales, you know. So sometimes be thinking about that, y'all, you know, when you're preparing for yourself, at the same time to prepare for these dogs, because I know with this day and age, a lot of people are starting to go to raw too, y'all. Have y'all been thinking about, if your dog's on strictly raw, what's going to happen when there's not that much meat, y'all? There's not no much product, because most of that's going to be bought up by people who need it if that time comes. What is your dog going to be able to substitute for? That's one of the reasons, you know, I love raw, y'all, and I would go strictly 100% with it, but at the same time too, y'all, I got to be realistic. Sometimes there's times when there ain't gonna be enough food to feed, you know what I mean, the average American, you know what I mean. So you're gonna have to turn to that kibble, you know, and will your dog be able to take it, and at the same time too, will you be able to have that bag, be able to buy enough bags to sustain the amount of dogs you got. That was just on my mind, man, because like I said, it came across my timeline on Facebook, and I ain't never thought about buying in bulk like that, but I'm gonna start looking at that, y'all. At least getting 6 months in advance. At least if I bought a pallet of 20 bags, y'all. 20 bags. I got enough storage space somewhere in this house where I could easily store 20 bags of dog food, y'all. I'm gonna start looking at that, because at the end of the day, in the long run, that's gonna save me running back and forth to the gas station and gas over the years. Like I say, it'll definitely be beneficial if I go that route. So I'm gonna look into it. Then, like I say, if things were to happen and dog food was a shortage, or if anything, like COVID again, when stores weren't open all the time and you couldn't get out. You know, I was just seeing the other day where somebody was telling me, and I don't know if this is fact, where Trump done signed something where gonna be like martial law in black neighborhoods, y'all. Don't take my word for it, but I seen some little headline about it, y'all. Something he signed in order, y'all, and I think it's something to do about in case things do go bad. Where there's gonna be limited movement, man, for some people in some neighborhoods. So if you might fall up under that umbrella and that might happen to you, will you still be able to feed your dog? Will you still be able to feed you, y'all? That's just a few things that's on my mind. Just want to share with y'all. I know today's a special day, man. Hope y'all spending time with that special woman in your life, y'all. Before I go, I want to remind y'all, man, happy Mother's Day again. If your kids ain't said nothing to you, y'all, if they ain't bought nothing for you, if you're a female, man, still go love on them, hug on them. If you got a mother, man, if she's still alive, if she's somewhere near, man, go see that lady today. At the same time, too, if she's away from you, man, you can't get to her, man, make sure y'all pick up that phone, give her a call, y'all, because one thing about mothers, y'all, unfortunately, they here for a short time, not a long time for some of us, y'all. I was out here earlier thinking about my mother, man, and man, how I'd give all this up, y'all. I give up everything, man. There's not an amount of money in the world I wouldn't pay right now for just an hour with her, man. Just to hold her, my mom, in her arms. Ask her questions, y'all. Put my head on her chest, man. Listen to her heartbeat. Smell her again, y'all. See that smile, y'all. Man, listen, man. If you still got a mother, appreciate it, man. Because there's nothing more valuable in the world. I'm telling you, there's not a commodity. There's not a price man, you can put on a mother, man. They're invaluable, y'all. So I want to give y'all one quick update real quick. I got a couple I want to give y'all, but today I want to give a shout out to that guy who got Mellow, y'all. The second puppy from the last who had just left, that farm boy off Lucky and Layla. He been keeping me updated. If y'all remember, I was telling y'all, man, that boy was going to get his CDLs and going to be on the road truck driving. Well, man, he actually be on the road a lot, man, with his new owner, y'all. Taking to the road, man, that truck life real good, man. Y'all seeing the pictures, y'all. And my man say half the time he be laid back sleeping, man. But I'm loving that right there. I'm loving it for that boy, man. Hopefully and thankfully, man, all these dogs, man, from what I've been seeing, man, living happy lives, man. Everybody enjoying them. With that being said, too, I want to remind y'all, man, come back Tuesday, man, for Talk Y'all Shit Tuesday, because I had another conversation, man, with my man No Cap out of Chicago, y'all. They got a couple of my dogs from me. He was saying something about that girl Diamond. Y'all remember Diamond? That's that dog that went to Chicago, that female. Scoop and Molly, that was kind of a blue Brindle, where he was telling me that she done kind of lost her blue and then turned Mercy Brindle, y'all. And I kind of want to speak on that. And I'm going to show y'all some old pictures of a couple of the dogs like Lucky and Scoop, how they look when they was younger. Because one thing I do notice about a lot of dogs in my yard, especially when it comes to the Merles and the Brindles, and especially these Brindles, I'm going to show y'all with Punisher and the other two boys we got here now, just how their colors change, man. So a lot of times, depending on the breed of dog and that color, y'all, that puppy you picked up might not be the same puppy you have tomorrow, y'all, because these colors do change in ways. Especially, I'm gonna show y'all Scoop, y'all. Scoop when he was younger. Y'all ain't gonna believe how much of a color change and shift it has, and we're gonna speak on that and why that happens. So make sure y'all come back Tuesday. With that being said, y'all, I'm gonna chill out, man, get finished cleaning up this yard, feed these dogs. Appreciate y'all coming through again, man. Happy Mother's Day. Y'all know I don't start with them, I'm always gonna finish with it. Make sure y'all hitting that like, subscribe, hitting that notification bell, man, so y'all don't miss nothing we got going on. With that being said, we out.
A real problem's the monkey. The monkey's the eye in the sky. He sees everything.